Listen up and welcome to the Running Channel Awards for the Best Running Headphones 2023. So we've chosen what we think are the best headphones on the market right now. Now you will notice that there are no wired options and also no over-ear options. Headphones have improved a lot over the last few years, definitely a lot since the last time that we did this roundup. So there are no wired options, and also we don't tend to use over-ear headphones that much. They're not that hygienic and not that safe in busy areas, so there are none of them either. But we've split all of the ones we've chosen into 7 categories, which are best waterproof,
best noise cancelling,
best fit,
best on a budget,
best open ear,
best battery,
and best overall.
Right, we're going to kick it off with best waterproof. And well, there was really only one winner, the Jaybird Vista 2s.
Thanks, Jess.
Thanks, Jess.
So this is the second iteration of this headphone and they are awesome. They were described as earth-proof. They have the highest waterproof rating and that's why we've put them as the winner in this category.
They're also dust-proof, highest rating as well, so they really do live up to the earth-proof. I did chuck a load of mud at my version when I was testing them and they stood up, and the sound quality is decent, the battery life is good, and the fit is actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I want to quickly talk about my favourite things. These are the headphones that I know the best. I wear these the most out of any of the ones we've got on test. The fin you can completely take off, and there are loads of different versions of these, so you can get the perfect snug fit into your ear. And then also I like the fact that in the update they've made this really nice texture for the button on the side of the headphone. I'm probably going to talk about this a lot, but for me, running headphones need a button. Controversial opinion, let me know in the comments if you disagree, but when I'm changing music, if I'm out on a run, or if I want to skip through maybe a podcast or an advert, I want to have a button click. It's just so much easier. Battery wise, these are also really good. So you get 8 hours from one charge, and then the case is also a charging case as well. You get an additional 2 full sets of chargers from the case too.
And sound quality?
Really good, really good. Happy to listen on the tube when I've got these in. They're a great transition headphone from running, also just to your day-to-day as well. I've reviewed many a running channel video with these headphones in and the quality is great. I can't say I'm that tuned in to whether it's the best for music, but I really like them.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm looking for a headphone, I definitely want a headphone that is usable for all scenarios. I don't want to buy 2 or 3 sets of headphones for running and lifestyle.
And if you do want to play about with them, it comes with a compatible app where you can make your own sound preset, and there are also presets in there as well. So if you like fiddling with the EQ on your headphones, definitely go and check these out. But this is the Jaybird Vista 2 headphones, best in our waterproof category. Next up is the award for Best Noise Cancelling Headphones, and the nominations are the Apple Airpods Pro 2nd generation and the Bose QuietComfort Earbuds 2.
Hang on.
You literally have one job. The first up are the Apple, thank you Jess, Airpods Pro. They are the staple. You see them everywhere, people using them on the trains. I mean, that's what you get noise cancelling for most of the time, is for commuting, for flights. And these are incredible. The fact that noise cancelling now exists in such a tiny package is just ridiculous. And the quality of this, with the H2 chip, which is a step up from the H1, which was in the previous edition, the sound quality is phenomenally better, and so is the noise cancelling. I do really enjoy having noise cancelling in one ear when I'm running next to a road, which I do a lot living in the countryside. But in terms of fit, I just didn't get a good enough lockdown to feel safe. And if that falls out mid-run, you're never going to find that again.
See, I'm the opposite. I think compared to the AirPods Pro, because they have this kind of silicone bit round your ear, I found that they had a really good fit, and I think they are perfect if you're running in an area that's really busy but you don't want to compromise on listening to your music or your podcasts. The fit of these plus the active noise cancelling is amazing. And also, just to quickly touch on the battery, these had way better battery life than I was expecting. You get 6 hours from the headphones on a full charge, and then the case gives you a further 30 hours. So you're not going to have to charge them all week, and you can use them for your commute, your runs, and everything in between.
Yeah, and definitely with it being as portable as it is, to get a noise cancelling headphone that is that size is phenomenal. Comparing them to the Bose ones, which we'll talk about in a minute, in terms of noise cancelling when it comes to wind, I was really surprised how well these did. 100%.
Do you move on to the Bose?
Yes. Thank you, Jess. So I loved these, but when I first tested them, they were the most embarrassing headphones of all. So I'm used to using Apple products, so I've always used Apple headphones, so they connect automatically. Didn't really think that this wouldn't do the same. So I played Miley Cyrus' It's the Climb very loudly to the whole train.
I mean, at least that's a good song.
It is a good song, but once they were connected, you can't hear anything. The train is completely quiet. The most impressive point of a song where you hear the noise cancelling is when there's quiet, and it is quiet, completely quiet. There's not, you suddenly start hearing the noise, which I certainly found in the first gen of these and other noise cancelling headphones.
Because you don't want to have to compromise on that. Like if you are in a really crowded place or if you're somewhere where you just want to kind of shut the world off and listen, that's when you really want good noise cancellation.
Yeah, so they play a very small tune when you put them in your ear, which is, Bose says they play a tune which then reverberates back into the earbud, which they then use to sort of map your ear canal, which then creates the perfect sound. You can also adjust the sound in-app, which a lot of the other headphones have as well. So obviously we're talking about noise cancelling, but they both do have settings where you can put where they will allow transparency or an aware setting, so they will dampen the outside world, but it will still be able to hear it. So if you're on a run and you still want to be able to hear the outside world, you can do it. The only thing with the Bose one is you can't turn it off completely, which I think would save battery life. And I also just prefer hearing it naturally if I'm going to hear it at all. So that's definitely a win for the Apple. So with the Apple AirPods, they have like a little notch so you can kind of feel what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just like a smooth playing. And I constantly was accidentally touching it, especially when I was adjusting the fit, because they did move around a fair bit when I was running. There are different wingtips and earbuds which you can use to make them a bit of a better fit, but I constantly was touching it, and if I was wearing gloves, they are useless in terms of changing anything because they can't be felt through.
Can't beat an old-fashioned button.
Can't be an old-fashioned button.
But there can only be one winner.
You beat me to it.
Which one are we choosing, James?
It's got to be the Bose. The noise cancelling is better than any earphone over the ear, any that I've ever experienced, which in such a small package is phenomenal. Yes, it is very expensive, but noise cancelling is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, if you want something, the battery life isn't terrible on this either. You've got 6 hours and then 18 hours from the charging case as well. So perfect for most of your runs and excellent in terms of noise cancellation.
Next up, we have Best Fit, and we actually have 2 nominations from the same company for this one. So we have the Beats Powerbeats Pro and the Beats Fit Pro. Jess? So these are the Powerbeats Pro. These are heavily worn, as these are my ones, and I wear them for every single run I do, and they've gone around the world. I've probably done about 20 marathons in these ones, and I love them mainly for the battery life. So they actually have 9 hours battery life, which I think is almost the best out of all of the ones we have here. And for me, I want to be able to travel to a marathon, do the marathon, and travel back on the same charge, because as you can see, that is a very, very big charging case. So 9 hours with these, and they have a loop system, so nice and easy to get around, and they're not going to come off at all. And they also have tactile buttons, which I adore. So they have a volume rocker here, and then they have a button which you can use for pausing, skipping, and answering calls, and using Siri. Again, they are Beats, but they are actually owned by Apple. So they have the Apple H1 chip in, which means they connect automatically to your phone. So they're kind of idiot-proof, which is why I probably like them.
I think they're just really secure as well. Like that fit around the ear is why we selected them for this category, because you are getting such a secure fit, and they just look nice as well. They work. If you've seen the adverts for these headphones, it is all about how they are staying in your ear for every single situation, whether you're like, I think someone's doing a pole vault in the advert for these. Pole vault?
Pole vault?
Pommel horse.
Pommel horse. It is pommel horse.
Some kind of gymnastic situation. That's not what we talk about. We talk about running. But if they can stay in your ear for that, they are going to stay in your ear for your runs as well. And they are just so secure. They fit really nicely. Some people don't like it. If you're not wearing glasses and you're not used to having something over in your ear, you might find it a little bit uncomfortable. But that is why we got a completely different option for the second one in this category.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff.
These are the Beats Fit Pro, and obviously you can see the fit is a lot different. So it has a little wing system that you basically shove in your ear, twist it around, and in it goes.
It must be so fun to design these. Like, who comes up with that? How many different ways are there to fit something in your ear?
It's almost like they just cut a bit off here and was like, guys, could we just stick it onto the side of this? And then
could we just make it look like an ear? Or like, do you think they just put plasticine in their ears and then go like, well, yeah, we could make something that shape?
Yeah, to be fair, not
Sorry,
far off.
off wavelength. The headphones.
But yeah, the sound quality is amazing from both of these. Obviously they're Beats, so they're really good when it comes to the bass. I listen to very bassy music, so they are fantastic. And I usually don't like this kind of fit. I usually always want this kind of fit. But actually, sorry, it just started playing music because Sarah's pressed the button, which actually highlights one of the issues I have with this watch. So she got so distracted by this music. But yeah, the issue I had with this is because it is such a small outer system that I end up always pressing the button when I'm adjusting the fit.
So 2 quite different options in terms of fit, but there can only be one winner. What have we picked, James?
Well, unsurprisingly, considering how much testing I've done for them, it's got to be the Powerbeats Pro.
Yeah, if you're looking for something that has guaranteed to not fall out of your ear, that's the one to choose. Next up is the category for best headphones on a budget. So we wanted to find headphones that were under £100, built to last, worth the money, and also in line with the rest of the headphones in this roundup. So we've got 2 in this category, the Earfun Air S headphones and the Tribit MoveBuds H1. So starting off with the Earfun, thank you, Jess. Now these look and feel very, very similar to the Airpods Pro, don't they?
Definitely.
When I first got them out the case to test, I was like, oh, I see a similarity here. And actually in audio quality and just general look and feel, they are very, very similar. I think for a kind of dupe of their AirPods, I don't know if that was what they were going for, but you're only paying kind of 60, 70 pounds for these and you're getting a really, really good headphone. I wore these on my run this morning going around the track. There are about 50 to 100 school kids on the track at the same time. I didn't want to listen to them. I wanted to listen to my music and I had no problems hearing all of my songs. It's amazing how much tech these have packed into them for a relatively low price compared to all of the other headphones that we have on test. They've got noise cancellation, which I've actually found to be really good when walking out in a busy street or testing them on the tube or on the track this morning. The audio quality is really nice as well. I was listening to kind of upbeat poppy songs and I had no problems hearing all of it whilst going round. And also the battery life, really good too. You've got 6 hours from a single charge and then an additional 4 charges from the case. So perfect if you want to use them all week for work and not have to get them out your bag all the time to charge them overnight.
So yeah, looking at these, and they look quite similar to the Apple AirPods. The next one is quite similar to the Powerbeats Pro, which again, I love. I tested these together with the Powerbeats Pro as well, because they've got a similar hook system, so I wanted to test to see how they felt with a headphone that is almost £200 cheaper at around 70 to 80 pounds. And I'm quite impressed. I wore these on my long run. I thought they would feel quite uncomfortable after a while because the plastic isn't quite as soft, it's quite sharp on the edges.
Oh, there's nothing worse than getting a bit of hard plastic stuck against your head.
But it's actually really comfortable. The sound quality was, again, really impressive for a price point like this. And the battery life, I could run and run. These are definitely a pair of headphones I would look at if I'm gonna do more ultra races, so looking 100 miles and upwards, because they last 15 hours on one charge, which is just ridiculous and blows anything out of the water. And
the charging case as well gives you an additional 50 hours?
Yeah, and for the size of it, it's phenomenal. So yeah.
It is slightly more chunky. If you want something that is super, super lightweight, you might want to look at the Earfun, just because I find it funny how there's so much variation in size of charging case, especially when you go kind of lower down in price points. But for the bigger case, you get a lot more battery.
Which is what I'd always pick when it comes to running trails and running ultras.
Yeah, but there can only be one winner, and I got to choose this one. I chose the Earfun. I think for the price that you pay, you just get so much packed into it. And if you want something that you can just plug in, listen to your music, no fuss, but also doesn't break the bank, these are the ones to choose.
Right, now moving on to the awards for the best open ear headphones. And we have 2 nominations for this, which is the Shokz Openrun Pro and the Oladance Wearable Stereo. And these are the Shokz. I'm gonna open with a controversial statement. I cannot run with these. I listen to too loud music. The other ones as well, I listen to too loud music. And because I listen to quite bassy music, it ends up feeling quite uncomfortable. Also, not great to commute with because everyone can hear what you're listening to. Well,
should we first talk about if you've never seen these before and you're like, how do these work? What do these do? How does this fit on my head? So these are what's known as bone conducting headphones. So if you want to hear your environment whilst also listening to music, then you need to consider options like these. Also, in some races, these are going to be the only headphones that you're allowed to use if it is an open road event. So that's why so many runners opt for these, so that you can hear your surroundings, you know what's coming, especially if you're running on busy roads or somewhere where you just need to be able to hear what's going on, then these are perfect. And they just sit over your ear and then they conduct with the bone that's next to your ear, so that your actual ear hole, is that what it's called?
Canal?
I'm not, I know about headphones, I don't know about ears, but you can actually hear all of the outside noise going into your ear, and then the music that you actually hear as well is coming straight through. Now, you don't like them. This was the first pair of headphones I ever bought. Not these specific ones, but I bought the cheaper kind of equivalent. They have a kind of entry-level version of these headphones, which are around £70. These are a little bit more, but you get so much better quality by spending a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the technology is phenomenal, don't get me wrong. I just really struggle to wear them. If you've got glasses as well, which I do, they don't sit quite right, but the technology blows my mind how it works. And the fact, yes, that you said that you can use them in closed road and open road scenarios. The UK Athletics here in the UK, they are the only type of headphones, so over the ear headphones that can be used. So safety-wise, they are phenomenal. So the opposite of noise cancelling, essentially.
Yeah.
They let you hear everything that's still going on.
Because you've got a lot of real estate in these, it means that you've got volume buttons on the bottom, and then you've also got a kind of button on the side for pausing or skipping your tracks as well. And then their power button is also with the volume button too. I just think, I mean, I'm biased, I use these for years, but I started running on canals, so it was really, really quiet. I then moved to somewhere where I was running on the roads all the time, and whilst I could hear my environment, that sometimes meant I couldn't hear my podcast, and I usually had them at full volume if I was going along a busy road at rush hour. But if you are somewhere where it's pretty quiet, you want to hear what's going on around you, but that's not going to kind of interfere with whether you're listening to podcasts or music, I think these are a really great option.
In terms of battery life, what are we looking for those ones?
Really good. So you get 10 hours. Obviously they don't come with any kind of charging case. You do just have to attach them via a charging cable. But 10 hours from one charge, that would cover probably about 2 weeks of running for me. If you're an elite, that may only do 1 week. But I think for most people, that's going to be 2 to 3 weeks of running before you have to charge them again.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, let's look at the next one. So,
Jess
is struggling to actually hand these over.
Just having to do a sit-up each time.
So yeah, best in terms of look, I mean, that is phenomenal.
These are very cool. So these are the Oladance headphones, which you might recognise from when me and Mo did a race across London wearing these, being navigated through them. So one thing that I do know is that I heard Rick crystal clear through these. And they've got quite a good speaker on them as well, so you can hear it, and it hooks around your ear and then kind of works with a magnet. It does take a little bit of time to get a good connection, and these are going to perform the worst at the shake test for sure, but they are quite nice. They look quite cool. So with these headphones, you get the case. If you buy them, you get the case that they come with, and then you just plug the charger in at the back and that charges them up, and you get 16 hours from one full charge. But if that's not enough for you, you can buy a charging case. It is definitely the most bulky charging case in the world, but it's bulky for a reason. It gives you a further 74 hours worth of charge time for your headphones. So really you only need to charge them once a year.
I mean, that's pretty incredible. And sound quality, when you compare the two?
I mean, with open ear headphones, you are massively compromising on quality. I think we're gonna have to say that. Compared to an in-ear experience, a little bit more tinny, you can't quite hear a full range of the music that you're listening to, and I found that in both instances with both headphones, but you can still hear stuff. Like Rick navigated me through central London using these headphones. I've had many a call using these headphones, and my mum has basically been able to hear the entirety of our conversation. So you're not compromised and they're not unusable, but definitely if you are someone that really, really cares about the audio quality of your podcast or what you're listening to, probably these aren't the best option for you.
Okay, so before we get into who's won, has anyone tried these at home? Can you let me know in the comments if I'm just the only Scrooge that doesn't enjoy wearing these? And while you're there, put down what your favourite headphones is so we can see if ours match up with yours.
Yeah, give this video a thumbs up as well if you're enjoying it and if you're considering buying a pair of headphones. But there can only be one winner for this category, James. Who have we chosen?
It's obviously, with your experience and also the technology, they were the first to market with this, and they are the best in market for this. So it could only be the Shokz.
100%. I also enjoy how loads of people had these at the National Running Show and they just walk around like this, which I think is quite cool. That's the one thing you can't do with tiny little earbuds, store them whilst walking. Next up is the award for Best Battery Life, and the nominees are the Tribit MoveBuds H1 and the Jabra Elite 7.
So we'll go with the Tribit first. Thank you, cousin it. And obviously we've talked about these before, but the battery life is phenomenal. So 15 hours with just them in your ear, and then 50 hours in the case, which for a over-the-ear headphone like that is just mind-bogglingly
And for the
wonderful.
price point as well is absolutely incredible. How did you find the audio quality for that
So
amount of battery?
obviously not as good as the Powerbeats. They're the best in that kind of lineup for a reason. But for the quality you get for the price you pay and the battery life, they're really impressive. And I didn't have much complaint in terms of the quality of sound. It's just quite, it's hard to pick something that isn't, it's pretty flawless when it comes to the price point, the battery life and everything else.
I have one flaw.
Go for it.
When you open the case, and me and James have both said this and it's really irritating, you open it and the right headphone, which is labelled R, is on the left, and the left headphone, which is labelled L, is on the right. I mean, it literally has no impact, but it's just irritating.
Yeah, we're literally nitpicking at this point.
Yeah, but that battery life is going to be hard to beat, and it's not beaten by the next one that we've chosen. Thank you, Jess. This is the Jabra Elite 7, which we wanted to include in this category because for how small it is, it has so much battery. So you get 8 hours from a single charge, which for something so tiny is incredible. And then from the case, you get a further 30 hours, which is very, very good.
And they're so heavily tested, we have in fact only got one here. Oh. Sarah left it at home.
Yes, okay, but doesn't that prove how good the battery life is what I've been doing is, as I've said before, I quite often only use one earbud when I'm running so that I can hear the rest of the noise around, and so I only use the right, and I've only used the right for the last few weeks and it's somewhere at home, but I will find it. But they are just so good. Big plus, they have a button on the side, which I really like for just playing and pausing your music is really good, and they fit really nicely as well. You have got loads of different options for adapting the little bit that goes in your ear if you want to find a better fit, but these are definitely so tiny, but so good.
And for the ASMR lovers in the audience, they sound amazing when you put them in. You ready?
It's got such a good magnet in the case. It's so good. Also, the inside of the case is silicone as well, so it actually feels really nice. They were very easy to connect to my phone as well. I stole them off Andy Badley, who had been using them previously. And the case is really tiny as well. Super, super small. And really nice colour as well, although you can get these in black if you don't want to be walking around with turquoise.
And again, USB-C charging for both of these, which makes them fantastic. There are a few in here that have micro USB and also Lightning, but I am a big fan of the USB-C.
So, winner on battery, it has to be...
Got to be the Tribit.
Yeah, just that battery life, you can't fault it, you can't beat it. If you want something that's going to last for ages, if you are terrible at charging devices, get them. And then finally, we've got the category for the best overall headphone. This was very hard to choose. So we've each picked our favorites, plus we threw in one which we know is gonna be a fan favorite. So starting off with my favorite, just to confuse Jess. Oh no, she had it. This is the Jaybird Vista, which we previously talked about. This is the one that I find myself using the most. For me, it's the best fit in my ear. The audio quality is great. I love the fact that it's got an app coming with it as well, where you can adjust all of the different sounds. Plus, I think this is the nicest update. It was really different. This used to just be a kind of smooth button, and now it's kind of a textured material button, and it has a button.
And it's dog proof?
And it is dog proof, yes. So everyone in the Running Channel office, I have used both the Jaybird Vista 1s and the 2s, and the 1s have teeth marks in the case where my dog Monty stole the case from me and tried to chew through it. But in fairness to the fact that it labels itself as earthproof, he wasn't able to damage the headphones. There are like big teeth marks all the way through the case, but they still work perfectly fine.
But my argument would be that my winner, you wouldn't even get teeth marks because it is such a solid case.
Yeah, true.
So my pick is obviously the Powerbeats Pro. They just fit great, they're comfortable to run in, they're sweat proof, they sound great, and the battery life is 9 hours. My argument is pretty solid. And yeah, I've loved them. This is actually my 3rd version of them because I just keep using them. I think they're brilliant. I had them when they used to be connected, but they weren't waterproof, and so when I upgraded to these, game changer.
Very nice. And then should we do the ones? I think everyone is going to want to know whether these are good for running, and the verdict is yes, they are good. The touch sensitivity is the only thing that I think you should consider if that's going to annoy you whilst you are running. But overall, the battery life is great. The ergonomics of them are just beautiful. I mean, everything designed by Apple is just nice. If you're used to the Apple ecosystem already, then these are going to just fit into your life effortlessly. And I definitely think the Airpods Pro are a better shout than just AirPods for running because they are just a firmer fit in your ear.
Yeah, we kind of picked it and added these to this too because if you wanted to just get one headphone for all things, so commuting, running, working, I do think I would pick these.
See, I don't care what my headphones look like. I think that's very much if you want your headphones to look really nice and kind of fit in if you're commuting to work in your suit. I would be very happy commuting with these in my ear.
See, I actually don't think they're cool. Whenever I see someone running them, I'm like, oh.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
See, I don't think they're cool.
I don't think you're cool.
Right, okay. I don't think we're gonna get to an agreement on this. So we hand over best overall headphones to you. Do you think that's fair?
Yep, so you've got these 3 to choose from. Head to the comments. We'll put a poll on the community section of our page as well. Get picking.
Yeah, let us know which you think is the best overall headphone of 2023, and maybe we'll do a standalone video on them. Or maybe we should go out and do a challenge on all 3 and see which one truly is the best.
Which will be this one.
No, it will be this one. But that's all we're going to talk about headphones-wise. Jess, say goodbye. Thank you so much. And if you're not sure what shoes to wear, then definitely go and check out this video where we round up the best running shoes.